Order of operations. Greetings, mortals. Welcome back to my magic gate.
Guess we better get into the game quick, because we need to find and eat an apple, apparently. How's it going? When last we left off, we just finished the barrows, and we can now go all over the place. Did I set the thing to my magic 8? Is that what I did? Did I change that at some point? No. We're doing something. We're doing some game. Oh, I said my magic 8. Well, why would anyone listen to any words that come out of my mouth at any point? That's a silly thing to do. Why would anyone pay attention to me? Okay. I mean, the MM8 is involved. Okay, hello. Seems we found a proper tomb. Let's go. I guess I should have checked what my thing was. I think I had... Let's just load. Let's take a look at how much EXP we have. So we have enough for 262. So that's about 8 levels worth of experience. I'm going to turn this in, and we're going to start TPing around, turning in quests. So we need to go to Tatalia. I know that much. So let's go to Tatalia first to turn in the Portraits quest. Which is here, question? Okay. Need to find... So we have 2 there. Let's go. Got that done. And then next is Erathia. Let's do Erathia. Hey, Rotoset. You stole the third one. Indeed. After I stole it, you stole it away from me. This is some Ocean's 11 strategizing here. Okay, so that's one quest here. Do I keep my... Yes, it's all completely deliberate. It's all part of a very specific plan that I have. That is very big brain, high IQ stuff you would never understand. My inventory is always full because I'm a lazy piece of shit. I will say, my inventory in part is always full because it is it's a legitimate question. I am actually going to answer it. So part of the reason that my inventory is always full is that I do kind of prefer when I pick up an item to not have it go into my inventory where I have to deal with it later if I can just drop it and identify it immediately. So having everybody's inventory be full means that more bullshit doesn't enter my inventory, which seems kind of like a redundant thing to say, because that's obviously the case, but that is a preferred means of picking up items for me, just from a UI perspective. It's not the primary reason that my inventory is always full. My inventory is always full because I don't empty it. But but it is a contributing factor that gives me like a little bit of reticence when making the decisions that need to be made in order to get the thing to be emptied. Where is the thing that I... Oh, jeez. I don't think it was that deep in my inventory. I don't think I would have put it in number 5. Let's see. Yeah, my inventory is perpetually upset with me. You know, look, there's a reason that Malekith is testing inventory sorting on my file. It's because my file will guaranteed have the most difficult challenge for the auto sorter. You know, like if you know why this is like the most difficult setup you can have is trying to deal with my bullshit. Where are you? I know I picked it up, right? I, oh, right, yes. Sorry, I was told to find an apple and eat it. Yeah, I'm looking for the lantern, and other people have probably seen it 3 or 4 times. Oh, that was weird. And I know what it looks like. In theory. There it is.
Do you need medical attention?
It took so long. Okay, so Stonehenges. We've got the seriously alert round crystal, but I don't know where Verdant is. Do we know where Verdant is in Might Magic 7? Or any game, actually, for that matter? I don't actually know where Verdant hangs out. Don't have this done, don't have this done. What else did we... Is that everything that we needed to do? Is that all the quests complete? I have to go to reg... Alright. Well, let's get there. We can pop over there now. So that we can turn that quest in, which I think will also give us access to another one. Question mark? Like, I think there might be 2 quests that we can complete off the back of this. And... so, seriously round crystal looks like this, I think. We have a lot of scouring pearls now. We actually have so many just crafting items generally. Okay, we found the smooth crystal. Okay, we got the inn here? Nope. The Blessed Sea sounds like a temple. There we go.
Join the party.
I don't see her here.
Join the party.
Alright, let's Google this, because I need to figure out where the hell she is. So, next house over. Over this direction? No. Going to the left. Is there another entrance or something? Oh, she's in the Magic Guild?
I have some special pieces for you.
Weird, okay. Okay, we have wisp wrappings. Okay, we almost have this thing pieced together to attach the gem to the rod and enough wisp wrappers. I think I should have that in basically. Okay, telelocator parts. Okay, so we need a shit ton of gems. Okay. Rod. For the chippings. Okay, so I need to do something to the teleporter itself or something? Okay, so let's open up our gem inventory. Okay, that's a gem inventory. That's a gem inventory.
I have some special pieces for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I have to click on all of them one by one. Okay. Okay. So, I guess we can save this. We're now making progress through that. Let's go to Dagger. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to like walk to get to two of the elemental areas, it looks like.
Doesn't look too dangerous.
Which kind of sucks. Guess that's fine though. Alright, we're just gonna pop up here. Let's see. We're basically just going to pop into all the elemental planes to finish this quest. So, did the stream just jump back? I don't have any notifications. Oh, that's weird. I have no idea why that would be. The quest says something about quest chippings. Portal chippings. These are probably gonna get. How do I get the chippings? There's no. Did I actually just have to... I'm going to see if I can just talk to her again and see if the quest gets turned in automatically.
I have some special pieces for you.
So it'll just be in my inventory somewhere. Let me take a look. Is it an item? I feel like it being an item would make way too much sense. I got the little quest notification thing on Severia, so let's... Wow, okay, so this is a very poorly implemented quest, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Oh, there we go. This one worked. It gave me an indication there. It didn't give me an indication on the other one, did it? If it's supposed to give you an actual, like, indicator, then that's fine. Okay. Let's see. Because I don't think the first place gave me the text here. Let's see. Yeah, so much unnecessary trouble. Yeah, I've never done merge mod, so trying to get all these quests done, like the routing for this, would be fairly complex to actually make this make any degree of sense. Ah, okay. Well, that's not their fault then. Because that's two different mods. Okay. We need to go to the inn. I guess we don't need to go to the inn. Yeah, we don't need to go to the inn. We'll just be weak. It's fine. So we're gonna walk west. Yeah, need two water GMs. Potentially. So there's ways to finagle that. At least theoretically. I haven't been too aggressive with my where are my horseshoes? I think I'm blind. I think I fully just glossed over where they were. Is there? I have multiple flutes, I think. See, Might Magic 6 was the best game because all of the musical instruments work. There we go. Probably should have used that on Korgok, actually, because I think Korgok had a thing. Let's see. It's just kind of inconvenient to work on it, right? Because you have to go to like very specific locations to do so, but like it's not convenient to get to getting to a bunch of mid-level dungeons in specific parts of the world is not like in specific parts of the 3 different continents is unfortunate. Alright, so I think that we've gotten all of these done. We can TP back to Regna. And then turn this in.
I have some special pieces for you.
Okay. Okay. Is she lying? I'm a little concerned that she might be lying. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this. Okay. Can nearly hear the desperate cries for help from our bunch of friends. Pray they still actually exist somewhere. 10 philosopher stones. Okay. Did this just cause like a bunch of status effects? Is that how that worked? I'm gonna make that assumption. I would like the answer now that I've already clicked the buttons. I think that it probably just caused a bunch of status effects. But I'm not positive on that. I'm pretty sure insanity was one of the sound effects I heard. Let's see. Gonna guess that curse was one of them. Let's see. What was I doing?
I have some special
What did
pieces
you
for
want?
you.
10 philosopher stones. Let's see. Well, that's lovely. Okay. Well, I do love being lied to by quest NPCs. Let's see here. Yep. So we have at least 4 here. So that's 8.
I have some special pieces for you.
Okay, so what does this do? Okay, is this gonna like teleport me over to some place or something? Is it relevant that I not go in there while asleep and confused and all this stuff? I guess we'll find out. This is not a question that I wanted answered. So we have 13 levels saved up. We should actually cast Cure Weakness before we click the button that says Save the Goobers. I don't have another elemental person, so... Let's see.
I have some special pieces for you.
Alright, we can do it. I don't know. We've everybody know exactly how to bring the last heroes back to our world and place them in a warfare predicament. Need some gruesome stuff for that. It's all about sacrifice and suffering. A focal ring. Let's see. Focal ring, huh? So basically we need to get a bunch of body parts and a focal ring. The focal ring is my artifact, right? No, this is Ring of Fusion. What the fuck is a focal ring? Focal ring. Can't use the weight menu. This is Ring of Fusion.
I have some special pieces for you.
Huh. Focal ring. Is that a thing I have? remember a ring being called a focal ring. Oops, that was what I intended to do, but that's okay, I guess. I didn't even know you could use reagents. I was trying to use the bell. That's very funny. It's a base tier 6 ring in Might Magic 8. Okay, so it's a Might Magic 8 ring. Well, I'm glad that I dropped everything out of my inventory, huh? Let's see here. It's the Ring of Fusion.
I don't know this.
Let's see. Is this a focal ring? No, this is a ruby ring. Okay, so Dragon's Eye we definitely need. I'm just gonna move all the rings somewhere. Okay. Pearl ring. Relevant bronze ring. Ruler's ring. Platinum ring. Witch ring. Ruby ring. Opal ring. Enchanted ring. Necro ring. If I had to guess. Yep. It's pearl. This is a gemstone ring. Let me take a look actually. Vampire, ethereal. Because I might just have one on me that I can look at to get an idea of what they look like. Dazzling ring. Did I check that type of ring?
I can't carry anymore.
It's an enchanted ring. Do I not have a single focal ring? Alright, well, it looks like we don't have to worry about this now. Because I don't think that we have a ring of this type. That's so funny. That's actually very... Oh, wait. I just realized that I can't. Is there a training place here? I don't think there's a place to train here. That's actually very funny. I'm not going to worry about it for right now, because it's not like it's currently blocking off my ability to progress. Do I have any enemies in the zone? No. Do I have any enemies in other portions of the zone? Maybe. Oh, I can reset the dungeons. So I'm just going to reset a dungeon to get Cortol hit in the face.
It's locked.
Or not. I'm not going to just buy one unless I have to. So once we're locked, we'll worry about it from there. But we're not going to like. I'm not going to worry about it until I absolutely have to. Alright, we're resetting this dungeon. We're not actually going to clear it. We're just going to get hit by something so that... Oh, that's... Well, I can't now, no. That would have made way more sense. I cast Levitate. Come on. Wow. That was very funny. Ooh, let's test. Let's see. Is this before or after? This is before. Okay, we're fine. Boop. Wow, look at that. Imagine. So we were apparently diseased. What is this? Drunk? Okay, that's not something I need to worry about. Alright, we can... I think TP back to the teleporters. In Ravenshore. And from here, there's a thing to go back to Might and Magic 7. And there we can just go to probably Tatalia again? What's the date? Good question. It's October 6th. I don't think... Is the Vault of Time... Wait, what is the Vault of Time? Right, the Vault of Time is the thing for the thing for Bubba, right? Okay, tag Rick. Okay. What was I doing? Yeah, good luck with that. We're going to TP to Talia, and we're going to go level up. We should be able to level up a lot. So we now have 13 levels that we can get, which is pretty good. Pretty good. We'll be able to get a little bit more out of control. We can probably get...
The store's closed.
What time is it? It's 6:40. If I hadn't been dicking around for so long. Okay, that's funny. So, what do I need to do then? We're going to Nyone. Nyone has a training hall, and importantly, I think Nyone specifically has a training hall that's open at night. So we're going to TP over to Zokar's tomb because we need to leave the Barrows to get to where we're going. So... We're looking for... Is 12 one of the exits? No, it's not. Let's see. Don't remember what all the exits are. Let's go 14. From 14... We can go to... I think 8 might be close to one of the exits. Let's see. 13 sounds familiar. And let's go to 11. Let's see. Don't like. You know what? Actually, let's go to 6. Let's go. This is definitely not where we need to be. Let's go back. I know my way around this place. Don't you worry about a thing. Okay, we're going back to 13. Let's see. Don't actually remember. Let's go to 2, I guess. So that is 13, 14. I've already been to 14, right? Yes. So it's 8 and 2. I don't even remember what the numbers on them are. Like, I don't remember what the exits are. So we go to 13. I think we need to get to 12, maybe. There are 3 of them, but I think 12 might be one of them. We're gonna just meander around here for a while. Let's go to 5, since 5 is... That sounds promising. This is within line of sight of one of the exits, so I think 9 is one of the exits. There we go. Nailed it. Like, I know that this is within range of one of the 3 exits. Okay, so... Let's pop over here. And Nyone has Thunderfist Mountain, which is already cleared. It has...
Come in, drink. Stone soup.
Oh, actually, I could train. No, I can't because it's not the right time of day. I could... I'm wondering if I want to train immediately. I probably should, because I traveled without enough food, which I think might shorten the timer until you have issues. I'm not positive on that. Oh, whoops. I didn't cast Invis, but that's fine. What's the worst that could happen? Oops. Well, I missed. Missed my jump. I also forgot to cast my my Void's Beacon in Stone City. So I'm gonna have to escape through the barrow again the next time well, I guess the alternative is I could TP to Nyone. I don't technically need a beacon to get to Stone City. Wait, what? What just happened?
Come on, let's go. We need to regroup.
I don't know what just happened, but I just got the dungeon completed. So, hypothetically, I could actually re-clear that and actually have it stay clear, but we've already cleared everything, so we're not going to re-clear it. We're not going to get extra experience from clearing it twice. So, as in, we aren't going to clear it twice and thus get the extra experience that we would have gotten if we cleared it twice, because I don't want to do that. So, let's see here.
We can take it.
We can take it. Okay, so we have... decisions to make. I think I'm going to save this. Yes, I did update. I just updated this morning. Let's see. Okay, we can... Huh? Yeah, I updated, like a few hours ago.
Welcome, friend.
Not a few hours ago. It was less than an hour ago because it was right before I started stream. Actually, no, it was after I started stream. Technically, I updated after I went live. Let's see here. This would be so funny. What a chaos move. We're not going to do it though. This is potentially very powerful early on here. I think I'm going to get rid of Imp. Maybe. I'm going to get rid of the sturdy wall. And then I think I'm going to power burn. And I'm going to try to be super aggro here. So we're using Unicorn. And we're using Troll Trainer. I just realized that I can't be that aggressive because I don't have the thinger for that. We're going to do this. That's concerning. We can do +2 query if we want. I'm going to go ahead and use dwarves. And we're now going to use +2 query. This is a little dangerous. Oh, friendlies don't count for them. Okay, great. That's excellent. So probably it recalculated after something died. So it won't fix Stone City for me because there's nothing for me to kill in there. But it will... Does that mean if... No, because you'd have to kill something and they become hostile if you kill them. Alright, perfect. Let's see here. 6 recruits, 6 wall. I feel like I should hold off on this. Let's see. I have a much better economy than they do, so it makes sense for me to use an imp eventually. But they keep hemorrhaging their own stuff. And I do have a thief, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to use an imp when I can use a thief, right? Let's see here. Barracks is something that I'm going to hold off on using. 10 gems is going to take a long time for them to stockpile. I'm going to use a succubus, I guess. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting idea. I might end up... I guess there's not really any reason that I would need to do that, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's see here. Do I want to... Yeah, I'll just do this. Okay, so they now have exactly 5 gems, so we're going to do this. Tower is larger than their wall. We can use archers. Use dwarves first. Fuck. Well, that's rough. Let's see. I'm just going to use this for the wall. And do I want to start stockpiling recruits? I think I am going to start stockpiling recruits, potentially. I'm not going to get enough damage into their wall to bring it down again. So there's not a huge amount of reason to invest into the thinger. Could use crystallize. I'm not going to use it yet. I'll use work overtime. We have enough gems. We're not going to be using them as thinger. I'm going to toss mad cow disease. I don't think anybody needs to hold on to parity. Let's see. I can toss the goblin mob. Oh. Well, that's convenient. We're going to hold on to this Pegasus Lancer. We're not going to use it immediately. And we're going to go ahead and use this. Do I want to lose some recruits for 9 wall? I feel like we're going to be doing a recruits victory, but I think that we need like 500. So I think that we're going to go ahead and just use this because it's not going to make a huge difference at the end of the day. So we have 16 tower damage available to us right now. It'll be useful if we decide that we need to put a stop to their growth, or if if we get a wall switch, it might be useful. Let's see here. We have a lot of... That's pretty rough. Really not getting a lot of stuff that I can use. I'm gonna go ahead and just plow the little snakes in. I'm happy to use dwarves, get a little bit of wall back up. Probably shouldn't have done that. I think that they need like, what is it like, 150? Probably something along those lines. Go ahead and use a collapse. But yeah, I do think this is going to be fairly dangerous. We still have the Pegasus Lancer available. No reason to use a power burn now. I think they might need 200 actually. We're not doing a tower victory. There's no shot of that. So it is going to come down to the recruits. I can afford to lose a magic at this point in the game. My tower isn't even greater than their wall. That's pretty funny. I could use a Warlord, and then I'd have the ability to use that. So we're gonna actually Warlord just to get it's the second dragon that they found. I just wasted a shit ton of resources for absolutely no gain. Okay. Well, we have a big enough wall to prevent the next dragon. Let's see. Okay. If I can get the swap, the wall swap card, that'll be a huge deal. Tremors is bad for me right now, but I'm going to do it anyway because it gives me an extra draw. I'm not going to use a thief. That doesn't have any utility for me. And pump a query. I think I'm going to... I'm just going to use this Pegasus Lancer. Unfortunately, that is almost like 3 turns worth of resources because I have not been getting what I want. Yeah, wall swap would basically trivialize this late game. There we go. There we fucking go. Okay. Whew. There we go. And then they get the Dragon's Heart. I haven't gotten a single Dragon's Heart. I haven't gotten a single dragon. I haven't gotten the equivalent of the blue. I'm not finding any high-level cards. So, this has been such a curse. Look how close their recruits are to mine, even though I've been stockpiling recruits the entire game. Truly wild. I might lose in a recruits game, actually. There's, like, they have so many. Oh, there we go. Okay. I was going to say, their economy is so much better than mine that they could actually pull out a win. Let's see. Doesn't matter. Why not? Alright, we're not going to use any more recruits. I think 500 is where we need to be. So, we're not going to spend any of the... I should have gotten rid of the sheep. What is it? Is it 200 or 175? I'm gonna delay my win by a turn just to make sure I'm keeping their tower lower. There we go. Okay, that was a fully cursed run. Alright, are we gonna...
Welcome, friend.
Let's fill our packs to 60. Let's drink from this fountain, which we don't need to drink from, actually, because we're going to be training immediately. I think. Yeah, let's train immediately so I can fix the intoxication.
Excellent.
Oh, you're saying hexcellent? Like hex? Because you're warlocks? Okay.
Excellent. 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 Excellent.
Yeah. Well, very punny. Okay, so we can save it up. We have plate X. I'm going to give you more plate. Alright, you. I think I am going to just invest heavily into leather for now. We've got 50 in all of these. I'm going to leave those there for now, and we're just going to invest into leather. So let's take a look at what our durability is. 83k. 100k. Yeah, I think I in the past just thought that it was like that they were saying it weirdly, but I'm pretty sure that it is deliberately hexcellent. Oh, I guess I should have checked what your durability was before, right? Such a ridiculous amount of durability now. All right, shield and so we're just going to be doing shield, plate, sword, keep all the things aligned again now that we're caught up. So okay, we're actually going to get arms and plate 5 higher than the other two, I think, for now. So we can get 1 point in you. Alright, so Ash is pretty vulnerable. We've got a variety of spells cast right now. You know, it's chill. It's chill. So Cortal's durability is slightly higher than Ash's now. That durability number is also not entirely accurate because it doesn't factor in the water mitigation at all. So since it doesn't factor in the water effect, oh wait. Halberds. Okay. I wouldn't really be able to comment on that, not having like a dedicated spellcaster. Going above 20 is going to give you sharply diminished returns because you're no longer getting the increase for your buffing effectiveness. And at 20 is the point where you have your mana pool doubled. So going from 0 to 20 is increasing your effective mana pool by 100%, right? Like you're doubling your mana pool when you do that. Going from 20 to 40 only gives you a 50% increase to your mana pool because your mana pool is already at 200% and you're additively increasing it by another 100%. So you're going from 200% mana to 300% mana, right? So as a result, you're looking at from 0 to 20, the first one doesn't cost anything. So you have 19 levels between 2 and 20. So it's going to cost... So it's about like 100 some skill points. Like I think it's probably close to, but not above. No, it should be... I think it's a little bit above 200 skill points. About 200 skill points. Whereas going from 20 to 40... is going to cost an average of about 30 per. You need 20 of them, so that's 600, right? So you're going from 200 skill points to double your mana to 600 skill points to increase your mana by 50%. Now, everything else is also becoming a worse deal the higher you get your skills up. So it's not like it's unique in that manner, but it is. You're also no longer getting the increase. You're no longer getting anything in terms of your buff efficiency from it. So, from my perspective, it would only be valuable if the increased mana regen was like a game-changing amount of mana, right? 50% as a boost is pretty good. The amount that it costs to get you up to 40 isn't that insane. But I would think that you would probably have it lagging behind your actual like DPS stats. At that point, you'd probably lag it behind by probably at least 20 to 30 skill points, right? Like at least 20 to 30 levels of those would be probably the expected difference in order to in order for the math to work. But I could be wrong. I don't really know for sure because again, I don't have like any dedicated spellcasting experience with the mod, and so it might be it might play out completely differently. It just kind of depends. So do you have a physical attack? You don't have a physical attack anymore. So we're going to swap over to shield. We're going to swap over to shield. And do we want to just dive? I'm going to try just diving these, and we're going to find out what happens. I guess we don't want to fight them in the water, though. So what's going to happen is I'm going to die roughly instantaneously. Okay. Predictable. So we're going to need to kite these a bit. We'll need to split them up a bit. Get them in different locations. These look very different than they did in vanilla, I think. I don't even know why. I think it's the color palette is just very different. I'm a little bit concerned, actually, about the fact that I'm not really putting these in a place that I need them to be. You know what I could do? Let's try this. Fuck. You know, I saw that coming and I didn't do anything to stop it. So we're going to just stand up here. Because of the new way that the AI works, I might be able to just get them to come to me. That one over there is going to be a problem. I might want to fly. No, we're fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to see if we can just take out the ones that are here. I don't know if that's possible either, because these are fairly high-level enemies. Looks like we're okay for now. Okay, we need to get out of here, and we can't because I can't fly. Mistakes, they were made. Okay. Why is your might so low? I have like no might on Sverige. Huh. I'm gonna need to tinker with your gear, aren't I? I'm actually not gonna go after these first because they're not the most efficient, I don't think. I'm actually gonna get these because I think I might be able to just pull them up here by just standing behind a corner. It's gonna take a bit. I am confused why flight is not unrestricted here. I feel like fight should be unrestricted here just because it's a... This is an area that has a bunch of birds in it. Alright. Have I swapped his shield? Yes. Alright. So, we're just going to be puttering around here. We're basically just looking to split up as many of these as possible into their own little minis. The fly thing is kind of inconsistently coded. It's basically put in manually for each map. And as far as I can tell anyway. So I'm not sure if it was deliberate that it's not done for this map, because the flying enemies are technically melees. So in theory, because of the fact that they're melees, they'll come to you. So technically speaking, you don't need fly for this setup. So I could see a world where that was deliberate, but my guess would be that they just didn't notice. Like, it just hasn't been done yet. So we'll finish clearing this today, and then tomorrow this map will have been edited to be... This may or may not have been a trend over the course of this run. One of them is a Chaos Hydra, so I think I definitely want to get myself into a secure position here. And this is actually a higher level zone than I remembered it being. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we start getting into boss territory. Because we haven't fought any boss Hydras yet. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't like the fact that one's rotating away from me. That's okay. Ooh, I don't like the fact that the Chaos Hydra's so far back, actually. Ooh. I could just cast Fly, because it's not like I'm in the process of attacking enemy right now, but I'm not going to. Okay. Now we cast Fly because we need to be able to approach this Chaos Hydra in a safer way. Okay, we're fine here. I don't need to move. If that was a Chaos Hydra, I wouldn't want to just stand here, but with it being an Air Hydra, I'm fine. Just there's probably a pretty big variation, but the lowest level Hydras are 276. I'm 267, so I'm roughly appropriately leveled for the Hydras, I think. But the Hydras, I think, might be the highest level enemies here, excuse me, by a fairly considerable margin. Warlocks are in the
Easy prey.
Water Warlocks, I think, are the mid tier, right? So if they're the mid tier, then like this 250 to like 270 range. So that would be my guess. And it's a fairly high level zone, but it's not consistent in that regard. The Hydras, I think, are way higher than everything else.
That's no good.
That's actually very funny. That helmet is apparently an upgrade for you. That was you, right? That wasn't Korvik, was it? I think this is a... No, they're going to aggro too many of the other ones. We're gonna just stay up here. And then once we rotate down to you... I'm going to actually rotate to these. That's more than I should have pulled. Okay. One of the issues with this is actually just the fact that we've got... Fuck. Just the fact that we've got... Because we have to recast Fly to disengage, it massively increases the amount of time that we're just standing around taking hits. Okay, luckily we do have the ability to kind of like dive behind cover here. Okay, we got a few more on us. I'm going to try to burn this one down. I might actually fail to. We're okay. We're going to get the fuck out of here. Pop behind cover. And we're actually going to stay behind cover for a little bit here. Wait for this one to approach all the way. This is not a covered location. Good to know. Even once they walk into the fort itself, it's not terribly well covered. Though, if some of them walk north and some of them walk south around the fort, it's pretty well covered inside. And at them. Alright, that one's toast. Okay, nailed it. We're in the green. Okay. Right. I want to take a look at this. What was going on with this? Wow. That's very funny. That's so funny how bad my hat is. That is not good stats on that helm. That is... Alright, so we're just going to rotate up here again. We're going to wait for them to make their various choices. We're going to go ahead and fly. And it looks like we've got a couple rotating over there. I'm just going to dive now because they've split sufficiently and there aren't even any Chaos Hydras in this pack, so... Let's go tag the ones up north. That's unsafe. I'm going to tag these instead. We're going to wait for those to rotate a bit closer. Okay, they're now closer. Tag the Air Hydra.
Victory is ours.
Okay, save it up. And we can fly back over here if we want, or we can start dealing with the rocks. How higher level are the rocks? So Thunderbirds are 282. So this is 258, 282. Yeah, I think that tends to happen because the it's very different when you don't know what is gonna happen, right? Like when you're playing yourself, before you've pressed the buttons, you are already anticipating what's gonna end up happening. Whereas on a stream, because you're not in control of what's happening, there is an element of just like you're continuously in response to what you're seeing on screen. So mentally, I could easily see a world where like your brain's like, oh, okay, this is much faster. It's like, well, no, it's just that you aren't in control of it, so it feels faster,
Let's
right?
leave it behind.
Like just like an interesting quirk of
Let's leave it behind.
the way that our brain is processing the information. The difference between making the decision to do a thing and observing a thing that you have no way of predicting is going to happen. Obviously, within reason, right? Like you can predict quite a large degree of what the player is going to do. But yeah, that's an interesting point. Just thinking about like, oh yeah, it feels way faster when a person is playing. Because I could also see it going the other way, right? Depending on like the specific details. Because not because you don't know what's going to happen, but because of the fact that you're investing energy into doing the thing. And as you're investing energy into doing the thing, I could see it being there. I wonder if like some games feel faster when you're playing them, and some of them feel faster when you're watching them. Just because of like the differences in the way that like the information is processed and the input mechanisms and all that kind of stuff, and how much of an impact they have on our perception of the time. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's also a lot of games that like one would play but not actually but not watch, and there's games that people would watch but not play. Yeah, it's interesting. the different like mental stuff that goes into observing versus versus playing is very interesting. I still find it very funny. Like, I recently picked up on this. I remember having a conversation, like, a long time ago when streaming was first becoming a thing. And when streaming was first, like, becoming a thing, I remember my dad being like, you know, oh, but like, would you actually like watch someone play a video, like a game on TV? Like, why would someone do that? And it's very funny because of the fact that like game shows are like one of the biggest, most like game shows have always been like incredibly popular television. It's like, oh yeah, people watch people play games all the time. I'm just, you know, things like Twitch just enable people to watch people play games that are good. Because most games on game shows are not that interesting, like, as a game. So... It's just kind of funny because I feel like when I was younger, there was like a lot of questioning of like sort of like the legitimacy as a form of media of like actual plays and stuff like that, just generally. Just like gameplay, actual plays is a tabletop thing. But like the idea of people playing games and other people enjoying watching it. And it's just so funny because, you know, like, I don't know how it didn't ever occur to me at that time when people were actually still questioning that to go, have you ever heard of this like niche little show called The Price is Right? Have you ever heard of Jeopardy? This little-known media franchise that nonetheless manages to find at least some audience. Anyway, it's just really funny because it never occurred to me that it's like, man, you know, you don't actually need to justify why people would want to watch, you know, people play a game because people play games on television all the time. But it fully never occurred to me when I was young, and people, again, because like nowadays, like nobody asks that question anymore. But I have the answer that is the easiest answer, which is, who the fuck knows why people like watching people play games? But they do. It's just a component that's always been around. It's just a thing. I don't know what made me think of that in particular. I just think that it's kind of funny. I guess it's just thinking about like the ways that people think about a game when they're playing it versus when they're watching it, and just like the mental processes involved. Because I still haven't really figured out really why. But I don't think that I really understand why anybody watches anything. Like, why is it that anything is interesting? It's like, oh, because of arbitrary reasons tied up in our brains somewhere. Who knows? Yeah, I also think that to a degree, like, I feel like writing has become the older I get, the less impressed I am with most writing because of the fact that, like, I've seen the stuff that it's based off of now, right? So it's like, there's not really a huge amount that's new when I'm watching something like that. Whereas if I'm watching something that's improvisational, right? Whether that's because it's just like a person doing a thing, or because it's because it's like literally like improv comedy or whatever, right? When you're seeing something that's more improvisational, it's ticking like a social element to it. There's a degree of there's a little bit less artifice to it, right? It's as much of an art, but it's not like it's just more. It's more visceral, and so I feel like a narrative has to be really quite strong to hold my interest as an adult. Whereas when I was younger, I was perfectly happy to read basically anything. And just, I don't know about watch anything, because I didn't watch that much, but... yeah, and like sports are a thing, right? And people watch sports even when the people involved are terrible at it. Like people watch kids play sports. Now, admittedly, that's typically because it's their kids. Let's see. Yeah, writing my own books really ruined reading for me. I'm gonna say the like escapism element of reading is something that it's like, man, if I want to do some escapism, I can just write some shit. I don't need to be annoyed at someone else making creative decisions that are slightly different than the ones I would have made. I could just make the creative decisions that I would have made. That's a thing I could do. So like from an escapism perspective, they're not as valuable. Like I like interacting with art as like a communication with the author, of just like trying to engage with what it is that they're trying to say. Like I like the conversational element of stuff, and that I still get benefit out of. But to be perfectly honest, that's really hard with media franchises that have a lot of hands in the cook pot. But even outside of too many hands in the cook pot, there's also just so much what's the word I'm looking for? Inertia that it really like there's enough inertia that it really is like, okay, well, I've seen this movie 20 years ago. I don't need to watch it again. They did it better the first time, And that I'm not even talking about like sequels there. I'm just talking about like the fact that movies are often, so similar to other movies that already exist. Yeah, I read like very specific authors these days, and I'll just read. That's the thing, right? Is that when I find an author that I like, I'll read basically everything that they write. Right? Like I'll just spend a month reading everything that this author has created. And then I'll look at the recommendations that they have for other writers that I should look at. And I'll look at the writers on that list, and I'll read the first, couple pages of whatever that person has to write, and I'll go, oh, wow. there's no correlation between me enjoying enjoying an artist and me enjoying the things that artist thinks are good. Like the relationship between the critique of other artists, right, and so the selection sample of that to the stuff that they write that I enjoy, no correlation, which I think is funny. Yeah, it's a funny element because it's like the thing that you're getting out of a specific author is not a thing that they're getting out of other authors because they're getting it themselves. Like that's self-generated. So, which makes a lot of sense. I think that it makes a lot of sense to think that like a really good author isn't going to be an author who reads stuff that's very similar to what they write. So there's like a selection bias there where like the people that you most want to read are going to be people who write stuff that's different from the stuff that they are reading. Because I feel like there's probably a case where like you will see. I feel like there's a world where people will enjoy like the recommendations that an author has if they like to read. I don't even know. There's just something about it. I think that it's an interesting component where there is almost something like you write the things that you want to be written, and you don't want the thing to be written if you're already reading it, right? Also, hey, Lightning Lance, you're filling a hole that you see in the world when you make a creative work. So, if you're reading stuff that fills that hole, then you wouldn't be writing the stuff that fills that hole. Yeah. I think that's kind of like 80% of the motivation that people have to get into writing. Is, this genre is cool, but
We don't need this.
this author is cool, but this particular work is cool, but, and that but is where the writing process begins. All you heard it here first, folks. All writing begins with butts. That's the sage wisdom I have for you today. It all begins with butts. Let's see. Oh shit! That's actually quite a lot of. Let's do it.
My pack's full.
It's worthless.
We're just finding so many
We could sell it.
random little upgrades to that hat. Let's see here.
Let's leave it behind.
Let's leave it behind. Yeah, I think that Stephen King is very good to a large degree at writing characters.
Cast it.
He's definitely not in a hurry.
Won't fit.
He's definitely not in a hurry.
We
And
don't need this.
because of the fact that he's like an ancient creature, like there's a lot of stuff. Like, I have generally enjoyed Stephen King for most of my life.
Useless.
But, like,
Useless. That's no good.
it's really hard to read
Useless.
books that were written in, like, the 1600s. And not kind of cringe your way through the flow.
There's no room. Let's leave it behind.
He's got a lot of really weird... He's got a lot of really weird, like, linguistic quirks that, like, feel really racist. Which are, like... It's like... Is it, though? Like, I remember he was describing... I was reading The Stand, and, like, he's describing some kid. And I'm like... Why are you bringing, like, weird, like, anti-Chinese racism into this thing? Isn't this a white kid? Like, why are you describing him as simultaneously black and Chinese, and he's a white kid? In this scene where he's supposed to be, like, ominous and threatening,
We don't need this.
I think he specifically refers to the eyes in a way that is, like, I think specifically supposed to be... I think he might use the word Oriental or Chinese. Like, it's weird. It's a very weird descriptor that he uses. And, yeah.
Ow!
Anyway, I still haven't finished The Stand. I started reading it, and then I was like, you know what? I have better shit to read. There's an author that I read a lot who I basically I caught up on the plane with the they have a God, what are they called? I'm trying to think of what the like online chapter by chapter stuff is called. I don't remember the specific details on what it's called, but basically, like, the author just will release like a chapter every, you know, like 3 chapters a week or something like that, right? And I don't remember what it's called. That like means of publishing, but I basically like reread through like 2 books of that. You know, it's like 1,000 pages or something like that while I was on the plane. Yeah, I don't know. The thing about Stephen King is Stephen King is really weird, and he's kind of a weird dude, and I think that he's good at what he does. But I also think that the further out we get from, like, the 1960s, the less anything that he writes necessarily is going to hit with people, because it's just not, like, it's not terribly, the purpose of his writing is kind of the relatability and the realism of the characters in some ways, right? But at the same time, they're all written from the perspective of, like, the 1960s. And there aren't that many people who remember the 1960s anymore, right? Even the stuff that takes place in a more recent period harkens back to that stuff in a very significant way. So, yeah, Stephen King gets harder to read the older that I get.
He's toast.
You know what's funny? I don't remember Stephen King doing the Tolkien shit where he just, like, describes, like, the physical world for that long. I don't remember that being a component of his writing. But I also just don't tend to remember that kind of stuff in the first place because I have aphantasia. If someone is describing a physical object, I am not paying attention. I absolutely cannot picture it. Like, physically, I cannot picture it. I do not give a shit what you are doing when you're describing a physical object. I'm skipping it. So, you know. I can, you know, I can read about 30% of Tolkien's words and get anything out of it. Yeah, aphantasia is the inability to create mental pictures. It's very interesting because of the fact that, because of the way that, you know, language works and stuff like this, most people who have aphantasia don't realize that other people don't, including me until very recently. So, like, the idea that people were actually picturing things in their head is stupid. That's not real. That's obviously not a real thing. That's, like, what are you talking about? So I just assumed that it was a, like people are just using a word flourish, right? To describe thinking about a thing. You say, you know, you say that you're, like, visualizing a thing. What the fuck does that even mean? That doesn't make sense. Like, you can visualize the things that are directly in front of you. I can see the word fire hydra. That's the thing I can see. And so it's very interesting because of the fact that, like, there's just so much variation in terms of, like, what people are thinking of when describing stuff. The aphantasia spectrum is a very interesting one to just generate all sorts of interest and confusion. Let's see. Yeah, I can't picture an apple. Like, the way that I would describe it when I'm talking about, like picture an apple, I can get a vague flash of green if I think about an apple hard enough and I really try to do the visualization shit, right? If I really try to visualize, I can get a tiny flash of green. So I have some conceptual understanding of what people are talking about when they're talking about visualizing. Now, why is it green? Why is it not red? I don't know. For some reason, Granny Smith apples are the only apples that exist in my head, okay? But it's also very funny because when I dream, I dream about real people, they are cast by random fucking people. But they also don't really have faces. Like, no one in a dream of mine is going to have an actual coherent face. All of the visuals are, like, not very non-specific in a dream of mine. Like, even when I'm dreaming, I have aphantasia. If I'm dreaming, I go from, like, a 0 ability to, you know, picture an apple to a 2, right? So the dreaming visualization is, you know, also very limited. Most of the dream, like, actual plot and narrative and stuff like that is implicitly understood without needing to be graphically shown. Yeah, there's nothing vivid about my my visual imagination. What is happening? Why am I not dead? I feel like the hydras in the other section were hitting me way harder. I don't know why I'm having such an easy time here. I'm very confused. And, I mean, it's fine, but it's confusing. Well, so the thing is that for me, if a faceless person appears in my dream, I know who they are. They're not like a faceless person. They are, oh, okay, that's my wife. If I think about it, does it look anything like my wife? Absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not. They're just kind of like a person. How long is their hair? What hair? You think we can afford those kinds of details on this fucking GPU? No. We don't get those kinds of details. Fuck off. air length. Excuse you. No shot. My brain's a fucking Atari. I wouldn't even describe it that way. The way that I would describe it more than anything is like something that you're not actually looking at. Because like if you look, like think about what. Alright, so like I have my mic right here, right? Like my microphone is sitting right here off camera, right? If I'm looking at the game, I can technically see that microphone in my peripheral vision. But realistically, I'm not seeing it pretty much at all. I'm just aware that it's there, but I'm not really seeing it in any, it's not in the center of my vision. So in dreams, everything is like that. All of the visuals are peripheral. Even the stuff that is the focus of attention. And it's not strange, because, like, if I think about the mic there, right? And I think about it, like, what is this supposed to look at if I look directly at it? It's a little strange to, like, have so little visual acuity on it in my periphery, right? Like, I can only kind of make out the details of it while I'm focused over here. But I'm not thinking about it from that perspective, right? That's not the way that I'm thinking about it at the moment, right? The fact that it is kind of vaguely defined for me until I actually focus my attention on it is not unusual. Yeah, but out of focus in terms, not just in terms, because like, again, if I focus on it, even if it's in my peripheral vision, I can actually make out the details, right? I can make out the details if I focus on it. But I'm not focusing on it, right? Anyway, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't really describe it like having bad eyesight without glasses as someone who, you know, I got eye surgery, but I spent half of my life. I spent more like 3/4 of my life needing glasses, probably. Nah, not that much. Some amount, but a significant portion of my life I needed glasses, and I often wouldn't be wearing them. Yeah, it's just kind of weird, right? It's an odd dynamic, because when you think of like something being out of focus, if you think about it from that perspective, like if I'm not wearing my glasses, I know I'm not wearing my glasses, right? It is a. Actually, you know what it would be like? Actually, this might be a good way to describe it. It's like not wearing glasses and having bad eyesight, and you don't know what glasses are like. If you've never had corrective vision in your life. So this is just the way the world looks, right? So the dream logic portion of my brain doesn't recognize the existence of a more detailed image than the image that I'm seeing. So it's objectively a very blurry, ridiculous vision, right? But to the internals, it doesn't feel like it's undetailed until I wake up and go, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that, you know, I couldn't physically describe any of the characters that were in that dream because none of them had a physical description to speak of. Yeah, I think that it's kind of like that, basically. That would be the way that I would describe it. So anyway, that's how my dreams work. But yeah, aphantasia is actually like legitimately an interesting concept. I don't know whether the dream thing is related to the aphantasia even. I would assume that it is, because it seems like the idea that I would be unable to picture things, but my dreams could, like, very crisply, you know, map out a physical, you know, environment. That would be incredibly insulting. I would be very displeased. I'd be very displeased if I could subconsciously
No space.
create entire worlds. Which, to be fair, I actually can, right? Like, I absolutely can create entire like architectures and things like that in my brain while I'm asleep, right? My brain is objectively like 3 or 4 rungs up the spectrum if I'm asleep. But like the idea that I could be like, 10 out of 10 Fantasia and 0 out of 10 Fantasia when I'm awake is like, fuck off. So I am at least happy that I don't have that. I do have periodic moments where I have maybe closer to like, that I have some ability to visualize. Like there's certain specific things that I can visualize. There's like 3 or 4 different things over the course of my life that I've been able to visualize. Unfortunately, most of them are just fucking nightmares that I had as a child about spiders. I'm not even kidding, actually. No, they're not mostly about spiders. Only one of the nightmares that I remember is about spiders, specifically. Oh, right, I don't have the thing cast. Why am I not taking any damage? Did I break something? Like, I should 100% be dead right now, right? Did I break something? Like, I was dying pretty fast to the Hydras, right? That was a pack of...
It's worthless.
I guess it wasn't that many, but that... I'm suspicious that something might have broken. Actually. Let's see here. We don't have this active. Let's see. Well, I was taking damage, but I was taking massively less damage than I feel like I should have. Like, Kortal got hit by a Minotaur Lord for like 14 damage. That was like less than a third of his HP. And we did just pump his leather a shit ton. So that makes a degree of sense. Also bear in mind, though, that look at this percentage in the corner. The Minotaurs, I think, were the appropriate level. Like, this is level 291. But, like, this level 291 just barely injured Ashtor. Like, look how little damage that did. I mean, it is Silveria, but still, that's way too little damage, right? This is level 290. It's supposed to be hitting for 21,000 damage with just the headsman. This is supposed to do 36 damage. Or 36k. And that's then reduced by the water, but it's not going to be reduced that much. Let me take a look. Let's see. I have 400 regen with you. I have 1800 regen with you. That doesn't seem to have changed that much. You're sitting at 88% reduction. You have 95% reduction. That seems reasonable. But like I can see a world where Sylria would be taking this little damage. That makes sense to me. Because Sylria's really been pumping the shit out of her durability. But like what have I changed since I started fighting the Hydras? I have an idea. I don't have Mana Shield active. Certainly not on most of the characters. Most of the characters don't even have it. I think I might have an idea of what might have gone wrong. I think I might have an idea. So I'm wondering if what's happening is a mitigation stockpile. Does everybody have the 10% damage reduction somewhere? I don't think you do, so it wouldn't be tied to that legendary specifically, I don't think. I got a new helm on one character, yeah. Yeah, I don't think anything's changed meaningfully. That was a strong enough singular hit that it makes me feel like it's not. I mean, it could be. What is happening? I'm trying to. So the other thing is that because I did just massively power myself up in general.
There's no room. There's no room.
Sorry.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's see. Well, I guess we're gonna have an easy time with this. One thing that I'm thinking is that like I'm trying to figure out if there's like something that has gone wrong, or if it's just me having gotten way stronger from the 20 levels that I just picked up, you know? And I don't think it's the 20 levels that I just picked up. Like, look how there's a boss in this pack. I currently have Stone Skin. I re-added that to the list. Sure. I re-added Stone Skin. I have Heroism. But I have all the same buffs that I had when I first arrived here, right? Like, it's not like I've meaningfully changed anything in that regard. Let's just burn through these. Like, even the Leecher isn't doing very much damage to me. The leech effect is fairly minor, and the damage output from the actual attacks. don't. Well, I have. The thing is that I haven't changed anything with my cover, and the cover shouldn't. The cover shouldn't matter. My covers are at 1 for everybody right now. The cover shouldn't be. Silria would not be taking this little damage. Like if every attack was going to Silria, it still wouldn't be doing this little damage. Like maybe the hits to Cortal are about on par with what I'd expect to be getting hit with on Silria. So we're looking at a massively some massively different values. I am also very concerned about the fact that the number in the corner there is acting up. I had shield on before. AC is also damage taken in this. Yeah, they changed the formula, so it does both in Ma. Let's see. They're dealing so little damage that they can't even punch through. They can't even punch through without my lifesteal. Alright, so what do I do about this? Is the question. Do I just keep progressing? Because this has got to be if that's this has got to be a bug, right? But what kind of a bug would it be, and how would I fix it? Okay, I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna save down here if I can save. I think I should be able to. There should be, yeah, I should be able to save here. I'm gonna save under dungeon, and I'm going to reload, but I'm gonna exit the game completely first, and I want to see if the values make more sense now. Because, it's just not adding up. So we do still have that insane percentage thing there. Let's see what happens. I'm going to basically just walk into these. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So whatever the fuck happened has been fixed. Nailed it. If I had to guess, I would say what probably happened was either the enemies got set to the wrong classification somehow, or so they weren't actually using Doom stats. Or, which I don't know if that makes sense as an explanation, honestly, because I feel like they had enough HP, they just weren't doing enough damage. Though they could have basically lost the one stat, I guess. I'm simultaneously glad that I fixed this and also kind of sad that I fixed this. Let's see, because now I'm going to have to actually work for it. You know, sometimes in life... Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We don't need this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look over there. But yeah, I am curious about this. I'm not sure what's causing the problem. My concern is that it's going to be the kind of thing that stockpiles over time.
I don't know.
And that I'm going to basically just have to reload periodically to keep it under control. But I don't know. I don't know what the specifics are. Alright. We will see how this goes. It still shouldn't be too bad. That was a fairly smooth fight that we just had. Though it's also possible that that's going to start causing problems for us immediately.
We could sell it.
We'll have to see.
It's worthless.
Because I don't think... my guess would be it was... The error was some value not getting reset after the mitigation is calculated. Or that their like values were set to a different difficulty somehow. Those are like the two things that I can think of offhand, right? Is either they got switched over to nightmare mode version somehow, or they got or their hits were basically being modified by a problem, like by a value on from the previous hits. So basically, like the way that I would describe it is similar to the bug where the damage value shown here is just stacking up over and over and over again, right? Where it's like, oh, okay, this value here is like now 20 million because that's the total amount of, damage you've done since you last did this. So if a mitigation value was stockpiling like that, and it would have to be a fairly minor modifier because it hasn't immediately like scaled back up the way that it did there. If that happened with a mitigation value, I could see that causing something akin to what we were seeing there. I think they might be stuck in the middle here, which is not really a great place for me to have them, but we're going to just move and hope they are able to either be attacked from here, or... and I think they can be. Yeah, I'm curious where the problem was in whatever was happening. It was very, very funny to feel very tanky for a while, though. I was like, what is happening here? This cannot be correct. Is there another entry? There might be another entrance to here, actually. Yes, that is just a visual bug, but I'm talking about like the same classification of error where instead of that being applied to like flavor text, the same type of error is happening, but with an actual component of the formula. Right, where it's like carrying over a modification to the value that happens during the thing. So it's like, let's say that it's like a, this is not what it can't be this high a value, but let's say that it was tied to, where are you you at. This legendary effect, right? Reduce all damage taken by 10%, right? So if you take the base modifier, right, and you just multiply it by 0.9, right? And then the next time you forget to refresh the base modifier back to 10, and you multiply it by 0.9 again, right? So now it's 0.81, right? And then you multiply it again and again and again and again, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That's the basic classification of error that I was thinking it might be. If it was that classification of error, it would have to be a very small value that it was multiplying, right? Like, it would have to be a very, very small amount. Like, it would be, like I don't know, like a value of maybe, like, 0.2%, which is the thing that's weird about it, right? Because, like, it took a long time for it to hit in the first place. And it wasn't that crazy even when it was, like, getting to the craziest values. It wasn't a high enough value for Cortal to start negating damage. And it was scaling slowly enough that it wasn't really visibly scaling, if it was scaling at all. Right, so when I noticed it, I started paying attention to how much damage I was taking from the Minotaur's Lords and stuff like that. I thought for a while that I could see, like, a significant visual change. And then I got hit by a Minotaur Lord for, like, max damage, and it knocked, like, 30% of Cortal's HP out, which was, like, the high bar that I was looking for before. So it's possible that it was continuing to scale, and that I was reading, like, the maximum value and comparing it against an average value from before. But let's see. Well, Mana Shield only applies if you have mana, right? Like, it's consuming your mana to do it. So, like, the amount that it mitigates is dependent on your current mana pool, right? So it wouldn't mitigate very much for my party anyway. If they somehow managed to make Mana Shield, like, if Mana Shield managed to be active, but not, like, the calculation for Mana Shield was active, but not tied to my actual mana pool, which would be the limiting factor for that, then I could see a world where you would get results similar to that. If basically the Mana Shield portion of the equation was somehow getting added in without, like, the limit. But I don't know how that would even happen, because the limit would be part of the Mana Shield equation. Like the Mana Shield equation, I can't imagine that, like, that part of the Mana Shield equation could activate without the part that limits it by mana. Because I don't know why those would be, like, separate. Like, the limitation there feels like it would be just part of the equation. Let's see. If I had negative spell points, I don't think so, because you can actually get to negative spell points temporarily fairly easily with Leech. Leeching enemies regularly drop you to negative, so I feel like that would have been noticed. Oh god. Ooh. Oh, I haven't even fucking saved. When was the last time I saved? I'm like, wait a second. What am I doing? This is like a dangerous area, and I have 60 food that I have not spent any of. As I'm just, like, pounding through this place. Oh yeah, Korrick heals real fast now. They changed GM to scale based off of your... wow, this was so long ago. They changed GM to scale based off of your current HP. So, it's the base value getting doubled if Korrick goes to 0. So, even at like 50% life, Korrick is still going to regenerate very, very fast. Oh, that's interesting. Those projectiles were being blocked. I also haven't cleared this yet. Oh, there's one behind me. There's two behind me, actually. Oh, there's a Minotaur Lord in front of me now. Could you, like, stop stockpiling on top of me, please? Yeah, I think that it's very cool. Okay. I think I'm actually going to take out this big middle area. I need to back out. I can't take this many Minotaur Lords without at least kiting the damage. We're in trouble. We're in deep shit. Oh god, they all came out. We're done. Yeah. Whoopsie doopsie. God, it's gonna get so hard to deal with the like I have no idea how I got so lucky for so long. I was just fully not respecting the enemies in here. And went unpunished for such a long time. And then, you know, I play a little bit sloppy once, and then instantaneously die on the second attempt. Whoops. Alright, we're gonna clear out all these Hydras. We're gonna clear out the Minotaurs that aggro when we clear out that other set of Hydras, and then we're going to just save. We have so many saves, we might as well use them. Okay. Alright, the Minotaurs are on me. I'm going to take out the Minotaurs first. That's terrifying, actually. I might die. I'm going to die. I was too far away from the thing. Oops. Okay, I was too far away from the thing and basically let too many of the things out. Okay, I'm going to come from a different direction, because I want to clear out those Minotaurs first. Oh, I haven't fully cleared this part here yet. That would make sense, but no, I don't think they did.
Let's leave it behind.
Let's see. Yeah, the issue is that honestly, the enemies in here at the moment aren't actually strong enough to justify doing anything too fancy like that. I'm just like I'm being really sloppy to be dying the way that I'm dying. And you know, the most important thing for me to do is to play less sloppy. So I'm gonna just pull these. We'll fight these on their own. Where'd the Lord go? Okay, it meandered over there for some reason. We're just gonna walk over here. Take you out. We're gonna get the stragglers who just walked behind us. Okay, we're gonna get one of the stragglers that walked behind us. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna see if we aggro anything. Doesn't look like we do. We should be able to get the Chaos Hydra from over here. But yeah, it's definitely a good trick to have in your back pocket. The other thing, though, is that if I'm in a position that I get in, like, a huge amount of danger in, the issue fundamentally is that I'm not super likely to even be able to get to there because of how long a distance it is and the fact that the Minotaurs are faster than me. But, like, I might have been able to make it if I had run straight there, but I don't think I would have. I think I would have gotten tagged. Because I think only Selria was up by the time I got there. Into that room. So, can I hit you from... Right. So we'll wipe these. And then once we've wiped these, we are going to go save, because I'm playing super sloppy. Oh yeah, Sparks is clutch. 100%. I'm very tempted to do like a spellcaster run where I dive Avli for the spirit ring, like ASAP, or not the spirit ring, the air ring, the fairy ring. I think that would be really funny. You know what? We have a big enough pack here. Do we want to do it? Yeah, we're gonna do it. Ooh, we don't have enough HP to pull people up.
Come on, then.
Alright. So, allegedly, the smaller Minotaurs can get in, but the Lords cannot. Ooh, that's not great. They went down to very low HP there. I need to get this a bit more controlled. This is very dangerous. And there it goes. Okay. Oof. And yes, for this run, we're not using any spells, but it would be work. Okay. I am just gonna stay here until... No, that's too many already. It's gonna take some getting used to recognize, like, how many is too many. After spending so much time just, like, impervious to their damage. Let's see. The shared life that's happening right now is not from the items. I don't have those equipped. I had them equipped for a while during the run, but I don't have them equipped currently. Let's Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna wait until I finish these thingers. Yeah, I have all 5 now. I had them equipped for a while, and they definitely have a lot of utility. But they don't exactly scale. Let's see. New Game Plus. No, this is not New Game Plus. The merge quests give you them fairly early. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, fail. Does merge have a New Game Plus? Oh, I didn't even know that merge had one in the first place. You get the first one really, really early. The first one you get really early. It was like the first quest. And then I got like 4 more for completing like 1 random quest in the middle, I think. It was kind of weird because I had 1 and then I suddenly had 5, and I don't know how I made that jump. Like, I don't know what caused that. Let's see.
That's no good.
Alright, mission successful. We've gotten through this component.
That's no good.
I generally know very little about merge mod. I've only played merge once before, I think, and I barely finished 1 continent. Let's see. As we've cleared that, we're gonna try to aggro these slightly slower. How funny would it be if I actually still have shield up? Okay, we don't have stun. We don't have shield up. We do have stuns. Oh wow, wow! The rotation. Oh, what a beautiful rotation! Oh my god. That was top tier. That was a top tier rotation. Hey, you gotta do it to make number go up. Alright, what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna just aggro these and we're gonna pull them back to our shelter. It turns out that I was getting overly cocky, and they are in fact pretty dangerous, and that it makes a lot of sense to use safe zones. Good call. But yeah, good luck to the developers trying to figure out what the hell happened with the with that thing. The fact that I haven't been able to replicate it, because like I don't even know. Like, is it because if it's an escalating problem that'll continue over time, the fact that I keep reloading might be resetting the value. So it's just very funny. Oh, is that the pack that killed me the first time? I think that might be the pack that killed me the first time, actually. Because I think I rotated all the way around here to get there, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like like a lot of the attraction of this game is the like building a party element to it. So like I play like a lot of very samey parties, right? I'm fairly predictable in what I'm going to be attracted to. But like even for me, like I am definitely making new parties every time. I do know people who I think if they were going to play this game, I could see a world where they would use the New Game Plus feature. Like, I have friends who like to like sort of like complete a save file where they want to get like the maximum number of every item and stuff like that. And for people who like to do stuff like that, the New Game Plus is, you know, convenient because if you're looking to get like a maximum best in slot for every character, it's fun to be able to just like go back, you know, through, right? Like that makes sense to me. I should probably save, huh? Let's see. I don't have a particular objection to that, except for the fact that, like, for me, like, I never really got the whole Might and Magic 8, like, the whole thing where Might and Magic 8 decided that instead of being, like, a specific group of characters, you were now, like, a bunch of just randos that you met in their houses or whatever. I don't really know why they decided to make that shift. And I find it kind of strange. But, so, like, for me, I'm always going to be using the same characters every time. In terms of, like, I'm never going to, like, remove my characters from the party because they are the party, right? There's no main character, they're all the main character. But it is good to have that versatility there, right? Like, as a mechanic, having the ability to have a party with variable amounts of characters in it, I think works really well. I think that's cool. It just personally doesn't really appeal to me because if I want to play a game where I'm going to be picking up new characters and putting them into the party over time, I kind of want to play a game where those characters have dialogue and have something to them other than like a portrait. And I guess they introduced a little bit. Oh god, I backed up.
I'm not dead yet. Could be worse.
Did I go the wrong way? Oh, I did now.
Could be worse.
That's very funny. I just walked the wrong direction.
I'll save
Fully
us.
boned myself. That was very talented of me.
I'm not dead yet.
That was very talented of me. Yeah, I do think that the dragons were cool, right? Being able to hire the dragons was very fun. That felt appropriate. Turns out that's the entire reason that they put it in place at all. Yeah, 8 is probably the hardest at the start because you have like one character in your party. And like there's some mechanisms in place to make up for that a bit, but not a lot of them. Like, I think by the time you leave, you have a party of 3, right? Oh shit, I went to a new area. This is not where I should be. Whew.
It might be useful.
Let's see. Oh, I got a special axe.
No room.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay. All set. Oh shit, there's someone behind me! Hello. Okay.
Useless.
That was spooky.
He's toast.
Useless. Won't fit.
I have too much.
No space. It might be useful. Oh.
Yeah, the action economy is definitely a lot more favorable to you in 8 than it is in the others.
Great.
I don't really feel like any of the games are terribly difficult or like intended to be difficult. Let's see.
It might be useful.
Yeah, they could have done quite a lot with the elemental themes.
Oh.
The alright. The fundamental forces that maintain the world going on a rampage is a cool concept. It is actually, weirdly enough, I think 8 is probably the most Final Fantasy in the series. Like, Might and Magic 8 is definitely, like, the plot is taken straight out of a Final Fantasy game, right? Like, I don't even want to say which one, but it's like it's kind of all of them, right? But like, I don't know. It feels very Final Fantasy. Like everything about it very much feels like, oh wow, this is. Oh my god. Well, I walked all the way here for no reason because I didn't have the Lord with me, so get the 4 elemental gems, 4 elemental crystals, one might say. Go, the villain of the game is very strongly Final Fantasy coded. Yeah, I wouldn't say, I don't think that any of the others really have a lot of similarities in terms of like theme at all, really, because they are this because I mean the Final Fantasy games are often like pseudo sci-fi as well, right? Where they're like this fantasy sci-fi mix. That is also often the case, but it's just a very different vibe to it. Yeah, they have a pretty similar history, right? Like the historical timeline has to be pretty similar. Because they were both such extremely long-running series that like started in the in the 80s or whatever, right? Let's see. That would be pretty awesome. Alright, this is not the polar. The polar isn't in this pack. I'm gonna try to just wow. Wow. Wait, why is Korkrick so much tankier than Ashgar? How dare. When did this happen? That was fucking funny. Alright. Seriously? How? Why are you at negative 45,000? Oh man. Well.
It won't
Let's see. Not for lack of trying. Let's see. I think the original Final Fantasy was for the NES. Yeah, those Minotaur Lords just obliterated me. So I don't remember when the Super Famicom came out. I also don't remember because I think the Famicom came out a few years before the NES did. So I don't know. Yeah, Preservation, no kidding. Preservation is definitely the MVP of this run. Well, that negative 45k does indicate that whatever problem we were running into has not come into play for this particular section of the map. Fuck. Fuck. I missed. Ooh, mistakes were made. Okay, we're fine. I have a fast enough recovery time that I can almost completely stop its movement. It's gonna be very bad if it actually starts getting attacks off on me and hitting. It might seem like I'm doing a lot of damage, but I don't think I actually am doing a lot of damage because I'm only hitting with like the first hit. Whew. Well, you know, sometimes in life, you have to do it the hard way. Not because there's anything stopping you from doing it the easy way, but just because specifically because there isn't anything stopping you from doing it the easy way.
We could sell it.
Sometimes that's just gotta be the life that you live. Got one shot, mom's spaghetti. Alright, we're gonna go save. That felt good. That kite was good. I liked it. It made me happy. I really like doing it like a long melee kite. It really feels good to do one. I don't usually do them because there's not usually that much opportunity to, but this is a place where, you know, it's a fairly good position to kite in. My party has extraordinarily fast attack speed at this point, so I don't have to worry as much as I otherwise would.
Ooh.
Oh shit, we got another cloak! That's so good! We have 7 legendary cloaks.
Have too much.
That's so funny. Oh, this gives 22% boost to power. Holy shit. Let's see here. What do we need to get rid of? This is melee damage, so this is an important one. This is not doing anything for us at all. Let's see. 52 to all resists. Let's see. I could use this one and just get the job done. Do you even have... Let's see. It is nice to have this divine protection effect, and killing a monster is not a thing that this character is likely to do, just kind of period. So speed and accuracy.
Ooh.
Oh shit, we got a legendary belt too! This is mostly garbage, because the effect on it is one that we really just don't care about at all. But where's the legendary? That's your weapon, so we're definitely not going to need it on you. We could equip it on you. It gives us a tiny bit of a power boost. We could equip it on you, but you have the resistance belt. You get immunity from yours. And I guess I could see if it's good for you. It's a 24% increase to vitality. You know what? Let's do it. We'll just equip this on you. We don't have an arms masterpiece now, but I think that's fine. So we've picked up 2 legendaries in here. We have a legendary cloak, which we can probably swap one of the kind of crappy legendaries with. Let's just swap this on, actually. Let's just do this. We'll just make this really quick trade where we trade off a little bit of damage for a lot of vitality, and we trade off a little bit of vitality for a lot of damage. Let's see. Mace is very good for getting those stuns off. Oh, Jesus. Mace is very good for getting the stuns off. But it is way less consistent than you'd expect because the value is like the odds of doing it are lowered by the enemy level. So the
Let's leave it behind.
so yeah, it's not as crazy as it seems. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and go over here because this thing looks like it's trying to cut me off, and if this is the summoner, I'm gonna be very sad. It's not. Alright, perfect. It's paralyzed. I think I'm gonna save before I try to fight this summoner. We have a billion food, so that's an easy choice to make. And so Korvik should be in a slightly better position now. We'll have to look at the cloaks that we have, because I think we do have 7 cloaks now. I think we have 7 legendary cloaks, which is very funny. On the plus side, we have a very good chance to negate an incoming attack. So even if this thing hits us, it's not that... Like, even if it manages to get through my my kiting, it's not that huge of an issue. You know, these are a lot easier if you manage to get off the stun right at the start, right? Okay, we got another belt. And... It's actually really funny. There's a legendary effect that would be really, really crazy for a tank that we don't have. And it is kind of funny because of the fact that it's the kind of thing where it's most beneficial if you have a dedicated tank. Unless you get like 5 of them or whatever. But like, generally speaking, it's like, okay, this is very useful if you have a tank. It's like reduces damage taken for every nearby enemy. It's the corollary to the attack boost one. I still haven't found one. And it's very funny because it's like, I wouldn't want to have a dedicated tank, so it's kind of appropriate that I didn't find it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want a dedicated tank. Though, you know, Silria is, to a degree, kind of a dedicated tank at this point. It might be fun. Ooh, shit. Unfortunately, that's... I think does everybody have legendary boots now?
No space.
You don't have legendary boots. Excuse me. Let's see.
No room.
I don't need this. Okay. So we're going to pop over here. And we need, once we finish up here, we're going to need to do some itemization stuff. We're actually not going to be able to finish Nyon today, I don't think, because it's already noon. So I don't think we're getting all the way to... Wait, are there other dungeons here? I guess the exterior is going to take forever to clear. Set.
We don't need this.
We don't need this. Okay, what am I doing? I should be standing right here. So hopefully they just rotate straight into this corner where I want them to be. It looks like a yes. So, that one's toast. go. Got enough distance to prevent them from hitting us through the wall. All set.
It might be useful.
Wow, there are not nearly as many people in this room as I thought there were. I thought that room was very, very packed, but apparently not. Yeah, honestly, I was expecting those two to cause more of a problem than this. Oop. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is a concern. Alright, we're gonna go here. Most likely, this isn't gonna work too great, but it actually worked fine. Alright, we're all set. Should be able to plow through these pretty quickly. Except I can't because I was in the wrong position. I thought I was only gonna get hit by the fireballs there, and maybe I am only getting hit by the fireballs. That was more painful than I expected. Okay, that's done. We now have a little room back here to clear. Oh god, you're not allowed to come outside, excuse you? Monsters are weakened and can no longer resurrect. Which is kind of wild to think that we're getting that message now. Like, holy shit. Oh, fuck. This is very bad. This one can definitely hit me, so we're definitely going to hit this one first. I don't know if these other ones can hit me. I assume they can. Okay.
Victory. We could sell it.
Okay.
It's worthless.
I think it would be very funny to see if we can figure out a way to make Silria just invincible. Just fully be able to pick the entire team back up when everybody dies every time. It might be feasible. Probably not. Just from like an action economy perspective. I don't think that she's going to have the healing throughput to be able to keep the rest of the party up. Or to bring the rest of the party up and like have it be relevant that I did so. Oh god. Did I bother to save just now? I don't think I did, right? I'm gonna go save. It shouldn't be too hard to get to a save. Except for the fact there's enemies to my east. I can't start going west for considerable time. Alright, there we go. The rest of this dungeon is going to go totally smoothly. No, I don't. I tend not to remember what the hotkey is, so...
Useless.
So we got the first statuette.
Jump. Jump.
Statuette. Warp. Okay, this is a really bad layout for me, actually. Okay, I think the Chaos Hydra can't hit me from here. As long as I'm only getting hit by a couple of enemies, I'm fine. Oh, that's a Thorn Chaos Hydra? Okay. I don't know if there's going to be a way that I can prevent myself from getting hit by this one. I guess I could just rotate out if I get stuck behind it over here. I'm gonna go into this this alcove if I can. Can I get into that alcove? I guess I should be using Ash. Interesting.
Pray.
Yeah, I am very much fit into the category of it's hard to teach a new dog new tricks when it comes to a lot of this kind of stuff. Like, I use a lot of very suboptimal things just because I'm very experienced with them.
Pray.
I also tend to play kind of in the dark. So, and the function keys are something that I'm very concerned about just hitting blindly. So since quick saves are often tied to the function keys, I don't know what it's tied to in this. I will often just not hit them because I'm like, well, there's a big difference between hitting F5 and hitting F6 accidentally.
It won't hurt us.
Yeah. Well, I also just don't like hitting the function keys even if they're not tied to anything in the game. Because, like, I associate them with, with being able to break shit. I don't know why, but that's like an association that I have from my childhood. You know, I was first playing with like DOS. Like that was my first computers were DOS computers. I think they might have technically had like Windows 3.0 on them, like the initial computers, but you needed to use DOS for a bunch of stuff. I think like a lot of stuff just couldn't be done in Windows 3.0. It had to be DOS. So my many years of working with computers, paired with my generally anxious personality, has led to having all sorts of random hang-ups about certain portions of the keyboard. And I don't even know where the hang-ups are coming from in particular, other than to be like, yeah, you know, I find the function keys vaguely upsetting. We're all set. I think this is going to be a fairly smooth section. Wait, are we? Is the thing happening again? Are we gods?
Let's leave it.
Are we gods of destruction? Can we just like walk through everything and not worry about it? I think we might be gods again. So if we're gods again, which I feel like we are, these values seem low. We have somehow activated God mode again. It's not as strong as it was before, I don't think. Ash is taking more damage than he was taking before, I think, but everybody else feels pretty smooth. Yeah, this is a concern. I'm not going to reload for it to reset it right now. I'm going to keep clearing this particular room because I'm lazy. I'm feeling lazy, so I'm not going to fix it. I'll deal with it once I have cleared this room. I'm not going to clear the entire dungeon, but I'm going to clear this room. And once we've gotten
This is nice.
that done, hopefully it's easy to figure out what the problem is. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to
Sorry, I can't use it.
struggle in the late game if there's a... If we're going to get this tanky. Alright, so we're going to save the game, and then we're going to just reload the save that we make to refresh that, and hopefully we now are going to take all of the damage.
It might be useful.
Alright, so we have, what was it, like 5 of these? You know, they're not actually hitting that hard, so maybe this is actually, maybe it didn't reactivate. If it did, oh, I might have to exit out of the game. I exited out of the game last time to reset it. So give me a second. I'm gonna need to kill this and then, because I didn't check whether I actually needed to do that, because it's only happened the once, right? So let's
I can't carry anymore.
There's no room.
let's save again and then we'll close it.
Great.
Oh shit! More legendaries. Let's go. Still a completely useless affix, but hey, it's endurance and personality and of doom
There's no room.
for a character who scaled off a personality. Cool beans. So we have a full set of legendary boots now, and that's great. Yeah, we found so many legendaries in this dungeon. Holy shit. You know? And given how hard this dungeon has been with all these bugs that we've been dealing with, I feel like we definitely deserve it. These bugs that are definitely hurting us and not making our life easier, right? Okay, we're going to save this under dungeon. We're going to exit out of the game completely. And we are going to load back in. So hopefully this will fix the mitigation issue. That did feel much more like, I don't know, do we feel like that slowly built up over time, or do we feel like that was kind of like a binary that ticked over at some point? Because I don't actually know. I guess we'll also see if... Yeah, look how much damage I'm taking. Oh my god, it's like night and day. I don't know. I feel like it is slowly accumulating over time. I actually think that the the holdover value interpretation is probably correct, which honestly surprises me. I figured it was something simpler than that, but I just had a vibe on it, and I do feel like I've been taking less than this amount of damage from these Hydras for basically the whole time. Honestly, I almost feel like I'm already taking less damage than I was taking during that initial spike, but that's probably an excessive interpretation. Yeah, I'm hopeful that it'll be fixed tomorrow when we stream. Is tomorrow's what, Thursday? What day is it today? It's Thursday. So yeah, so tomorrow's Friday. So I'll be streaming tomorrow. Hopefully it's fixed by then, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Because this could be very tricky to identify. What the problem is. But it's easier by virtue of the fact that it does seem to have been a new change, so it should be tied to something that was edited within the last, few days. So there's that going for it at least, that it's like, well, at least we have some idea of the timeline on it, maybe? Those Chaos Bolts look so cool. Okay.
Jump.
So. Not to my knowledge. The only thing that I could think of that could be stacking up is the reduced damage on hit effect. But I don't have that on everybody. So unless that the base value is being like stored globally, I don't see how it could be that. Because it's happening to the entire party. The entire party is experiencing this. It's not just the people who have like certain legendaries or anything like that. As well as, like, it's not something as simple as, like, oh, the 10% is being applied repeatedly, because it would be much more dramatic very quickly if that was the case. Like, if it was as simple as, oh, okay, that the example that I gave earlier of the 10% modifier being just repeatedly applied, I'd already be taking no damage right now. I mean, not no damage, but I'd be taking very little damage right now because of the fact that that would be scaling so fast. With, like, I have multiple people. I have probably like 3 or 4 people that have that effect. So I don't think that it's anything that strong. It really does feel like a rounding error, if anything. Like, we're talking like if it's a slowly escalating thing, it's like a fraction of a percent, I think. And I could be wrong on that. It also depends on like what it's exactly attached to, because it could be attached to like a specific character, like a specific, bizarre interaction that I'm just not thinking of. It could be tied, like as an example, it could be tied somehow to like the Mana Shield, because it has mechanics that resemble Mana Shield, right? It does resemble Mana Shield. So if it's tied to the Mana Shield skill, right, then I could see a world where it's like it's only stacking off of those two characters and it's doing some weird thing with it, right? So I could see a world where that's the case, where it's like, okay, this is actually like tied to a fairly easy to identify thing. It's not really a rounding error. It's a large effect that's happening on certain interactions with these characters. So like an inconsistent but significant effect, or an effect that is more consistent, like as an example, the damage reduction effect that we have here. Like if it's this damage reduction effect, it could be a rounding error on this that's giving me a tiny percentage of
Let's leave it behind.
its value each time, and is doing it basically every time.
Let's leave it behind.
But it would be
It's worthless.
a little difficult to figure it, to isolate it. So we got the dungeon complete message. I think we're done. I think we finished up the dungeon. And I think we're going to end things here for now. It's tempting to go out and clear more of the exterior, but I'm fairly inattentive, just generally, and I would prefer to give it a day to see if this can be fixed, because it's possible, if it is an incrementally escalating effect, it's going to make things easier pretty much the entire time, right? It's going to be incrementally making things easier and easier and easier the longer I go, but would be, in theory, making things easier right off the jump. So I think I'm probably just going to call it here. But I think we can get some inventory management done if we want. I'm just not in the headspace for it because I'm thinking about other things. Like I'm thinking about the nature of like how that bug works, and I don't want to dick around with my inventory right now. So I think that I'll do the inventory stuff after I finish Nyon, maybe. We've gotten so many legendaries. We've got so many legendaries to play with. It's gonna be fucking amazing. We have so much bullshit to deal with in our inventory. It's gonna be great. All right, so that is gonna be it for today. So thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure to stream for you today. It's honestly been a pleasure to feel strong for once. Sometimes bugs feel good as long as you don't have to like deal with them for like a billion years at a time. Like having one day where it's like, you know what, this dungeon's a lot easier than it had to be. is, sure, fine. That's actually fine. I'm happy. So, later, folks.